Look at me today based on what you see on social media, maybe on the home admin channel. You may think to yourself, wow, this girl's got it together. She must be super disciplined, or that I naturally have it together. I highly recommend you go back about 2 years ago and watch my journey of transformation from a hot mess mom to a self-proclaimed home admin. And do you want to know the craziest part? I didn't follow traditional advice or become less messy. I simply started applying some weird systems that just made a lot of sense up here. And guess what? Everything changed for me. These weird practices are actually the reason that my home has become a hobby that I enjoy. So today I'm telling you all of them. The very first weird thing that I do that not a lot of people tell you is I design for failure and not for motivation. So I stopped waiting and planning for the days that I felt good, and I started specifically planning around the days when I knew that I would be tired, that I would be busier than other days, that I might forget, when I would hit my luteal phase energy, and days that honestly, I couldn't care less to look at another task. I designed systems that work when I'm at about 40%. And that's where my home flow framework came from. Instead of, I need to be better, I ask what version of this works in survival mode. It's weird to some people, but it means that I'm consistent and I don't have to be a hero all the time. My zone cleaning that I follow to this day has catch-up days built in, and also allows me to spend 15 minutes on a morning loop, 30 minutes on a deep clean of an assigned area, and lastly, 15 more minutes for my closing shift at the end of the night. You can watch my entire zone cleaning routine in depth and view my hot mess to home admin guide in my description box. That's where I get into all of the nitty-gritty of how I do all of that. I was on the fence about it for a while, but I fully gave in to AI automation. Now, I know that this is a controversial subject, so I'm gonna share what has worked for me personally. Now, you don't need to do all of this, but let me tell you, the amount of time I have saved allows me to run my home, allows me to run this business, work a part-time job, and be very involved with my church. So I'm just saying. Now, I am always testing things that are actually helping me maintain my home, and this has become one of the tools that I rely on weekly. So thank you to Ecovacs for sponsoring this next portion of the video. This is the Ecovacs DEEBOT T90 PRO OMNI. And what made me curious about it is that it doesn't mop like most robot vacuums. Instead of dragging around the dirty pads, you know which ones I'm talking about, it uses a full-length roller that scrubs the floor, and it washes itself clean with clean water as it goes. So it's actually removing mess instead of spreading it around. Now I'm going to show you guys exactly how it works. This is exactly where I will usually see robots struggle. Sticky kitchen messes, and this is something that happens in our kitchen all the time. You'll see it clean this in one pass, and the key is that the roller is actually being rinsed constantly with fresh water. So it's not just rinsing when it goes back to its station, it's going to actually rinse it while it's actively mopping. So instead of reusing dirty water, it's basically scrubbing, rinsing, scrubbing again, which is why you're not going to get streaks. This is huge if you're cleaning kitchens, dining rooms, or anywhere kids eat. It has a 27-centimeter extended mop roller. It has a high-density microfiber roller with enhanced water retention, so it's going to hold on to just the right amount of water. It also has fresh flow power washing, a roller that self-washes at up to 200 RPMs, and it also has a 10N downward scrubbing force. Also, with the amount of pet and lawn lady hair we have in this house between my daughter and myself, I have not had to detangle it once, and I've been using it for over a month. When I first used this mop, the water that was in the dirty water tank was pitch black. You guys can check it out here. And this is with regular mopping with my other robot mop. So this was disgusting. But the more that I ran it, the water became cleaner and cleaner. Another thing that I've noticed with other robot mops is that it leaves dust lines along baseboards. But this roller actually extends out past the body and it'll hug the wall. You don't get that clean center, dirty edges look, which means less manual follow-up. It also does a great job vacuuming in one pass. And if you deal with hair, this is important. The brush system is designed so hair gets pulled straight in instead of wrapping around the brush. I actually love that it's not just about the RoboMop itself. The station is just as good. It handles the dirty work. It washes the roller with hot water. Yes, I said hot. It dries it with hot air, and it manages clean and dirty water separately. For me, that's the difference between a robot I'll actually use and one that I will use once and then ignore because it's stinky and dirty and I don't want to touch it. Now, if you are a busy household with pets, kids and just a lot happening, but you want real cleaning power that is completely hands-off, you don't want another thing to manage, this is a really solid high value option. I've linked both the T90 Pro Omni as well as the standard T90 below so you can compare based on your home as well as your budget. I stopped just cleaning my house. I started to systemize it. Now this one confuses people. I don't wake up thinking, what do I need to clean? I wake up thinking, where is friction building up in my house? Is there a pile near the entryway? I'll add a basket. Are dishes stacking up? I'll change the dish flow. I don't fight habits, I reroute them. Systemization is simply the process of working with your family's capacity, season, and even brain chemistry. So I don't follow someone else's strict organization rules, I'll create my own. So we had a problem with shoes piling up in our mudroom. Let's create a shelving system. Same thing with the backpacks. Instead of tripping over them all the time, there's a system in place for them to get routed to. And while yes, this does take training your family, it's a lot faster and more efficient than getting resentful and sounding like a parrot asking them to clean up. So yes, I go ahead and I will literally walk around my house and I will ask, what is a system that I can place right here that is going to make this flow better, that's gonna help clutter not gather here? And I have done this to several areas of my home. I have linked several videos, I've made several videos on how I systemize every single area of my home. So now it's no longer about, oh, let me go clean this space up, I have to create a better cleaning routine for this space. It's actually completely getting rid of that mindset and creating a systemization to put in place for every single clutter point in your home. I have homemade things. So I know this is kind of like, oh, do you cook from scratch? Do you not? Well, yes and no. Some people think that if it's not 100% from scratch, it's cheating. I will absolutely disagree with you. I will use pre-cooked sticky rice when I'm in a pinch and I need rice, or if I'm going to make a very quick lazy sushi bake. I'll buy coleslaw mix instead of shredding cabbage. I don't remember the last time I even shredded any cabbage. I'll use it in soup mixes. I'll use it for lazy chicken egg roll in a bowl. I also make my own garlic and I will freeze it, and so whenever I need to take out, I always have frozen garlic cubes on hand. I will transform staples instead of starting from zero. So going to this halfway homemade mindset lets me cook from scratch without acting like I'm running a pioneer homestead or spending hours. So majority of my home cooked meals have components that are prepped from the store, yet I'll still consider them from scratch. I have cut down my cooking and cleaning time by 60% by simply allowing myself these little hacks. Okay, this hack had a lot of people on one side or the other side, but I'll buy meat like a doomsday prepper. You guys have probably seen me buy and prep a ridiculous amount of meat last few months, and the truth is that I will never go back to buying it in small batches. People might think it's weird and extreme, but you know what's weird and extreme is going to the grocery store 4 times a week because you didn't plan a protein, and also paying 30% more for it every single time. I make one strategic decision per month. I'll do all the shopping, all the prepping, and I'll remove 30 daily decisions. Now that is productivity. I also save at least 30% on my grocery budget every single month simply by doing this weird task. It takes me 1 day to shop, to prep, and to store everything, and it'll last me for 1 to 2 months at a time. I have also made a very extensive video on how I do it, where I shop, kind of how I break down all the meat. So if you are interested in that, I have a full guide. I have a whole video. I will link it for you guys in the description box. Now, another AI tool that I use all the time, and I've talked about this so many times, I even made an entire video dedicated to it, is ChatGPT. And again, I made an entire video on this, but I use it to help me clean, declutter, organize, and even decorate my house. I also use this to help me set up systems that are specific to my home. So if I'm dealing with a clutter point or a problem area in my home, I will take a picture and describe the problem and what I would like that space to fix. Chat will then come up with several options for me to address that area. Kind of weird thing that I do is I'll actually clock in for my house. So I've position, and I'll also dress the part. And I know this one's kind of weird even to me because sometimes it almost feels like I'm forcing myself to play a game of make-believe. You know, when you were little or when you were watching your own kids play house, they'll put on the apron, they'll put on the cleaning gloves, they'll show up ready to play the part. So that's kind of what I do on days that I really don't want to show up for my home. I mentally tell myself that I'm clocking in for a shift, and when I'm done, I simply will clock out and be done for the day. So I'll get myself dressed, prepare my tools, and I'll complete my task without distractions until the time that I've chosen to clock out. I don't sit on my couch scrolling. I don't take random breaks for a snack. I get the job done. I used to wonder why I was so productive when it came to my career, but at home I was failing. And it was simply because mentally I wasn't treating my work at home with as much importance as my work in the office. And as soon as that changed, I began to see what I do at home with so much more respect and importance. Okay, the next weird thing that I do is I save money in some slightly intense ways by bulk buying. I know we already talked about buying meat in bulk. I'll also, anytime if I go somewhere and there's clearance on things like heavy cream, corn, strawberries, I will process a lot of things at once. Like heavy cream, one time I got a gallon for 99 cents and I bought a ton of it so I can make homemade butter. Fruits and veggies you can freeze for smoothies, for sautés. So I will buy bulk when it's on sale. I will also make expensive staples at home. So things like creme fraiche, maple sugar, cultured butter, cold smoked fish, baked mussel appetizers. I'm even working on a recipe for coconut cult because if you know, it's either sold out or it's expensive. So keep an eye out, I'm still perfecting the recipe. Some people may think that's extra, like just go to the store, buy whatever you need, but it allows us to enjoy the finer things in life without having to sacrifice other things in exchange. Okay, if you look at my life from the outside, you may get discouraged because it looks like I'm doing it all the time, but it's not the truth. It's engineered ease, it's weird little systems, it's tiny optimizations that I do every single day. It's also grouping a lot of tasks together, and honestly, majority of all of this is about mind hacking. I don't work all day, I don't have time for all of that, I just refuse to live in friction, and that is honestly the real productivity hack. If you guys enjoy this video and you want to know more weird hacks that I do on a daily basis to keep my home running and make it enjoyable and a hobby, let me know. As always, everything I talked about will be linked in my description box. Be sure to leave me a comment with your best hacks to hack your home, and I'll see you guys in my next one.